topic of the LGBTQ. How would you address that?
Are we being recorded?
Let's turn it off. Let's turn it off.
이곳은 렉싱턴 애비뉴라는 곳인데 좀 좋은 동네예요. 좀 좋아 보이죠? 요 근처에 있는 그 어떤 장로교회에서 라이트 아저씨가 강연을 한다고 합니다. 자, 어디가 장로교회인지 잘 모르겠는데 여기 중에 하나 있겠죠? 이번에 만나면 온더로드 투 다마스커스 번역 채널에서 가장 많이 번역했던 크레이그, 라비, 팀 켈러 그리고 톰 라이트 전부 다 실제로 만나게 됐습니다. 진짜 땡갓 너무 감사한 것 같습니다. 이 교회인 것 같네요. 되게 엄숙하게 조용한 분위기예요.
First century, anastasis never referred to life after death. When people did try to talk about where are they now, life after death, they never used the word anastasis. Because resurrection wasn't something that happened immediately after you die. Even in Jesus' case, there was a short period of being dead through early Saturday.
톰라이트의 강의를 갔다가 와서 지금 피자를 먹고 있는데요. 촬영하다고 생각하실 수도 있는데 뒤늦게 거의 촬영팀원 한 명이 왔다가 회사에서 일을 더 해야 된다고 해서 회사로 갔고 저는 집에 가기 전에 배가 고파서 피자를 먹고 있습니다. 강의가 흥미로웠다고 그래서 제가 혹시 사인 받을 수 있을까 해서 가져왔던 마침내 드러난 하나님 나라를 빌려줬고요. 오늘 강의가 그 책의 거의 요약? 톰라이트가 강연이 되게 약하다고 생각을 했었는데 강연이 생각보다 호소력 있고 또 되게 재밌었던 게 평생 죽으면은 바로 천국에 간다 그렇게 생각했던 할아버지 할머니 분들이 right 이러면서 yes 이러면서 좀 회심을 하시는 거죠.
한 시간 정도 여기서 아마 그 바이블 리딩 모임이 있을 겁니다.
Results. Yeah. So I was like, why am I putting all this effort?
It is our great honor and pleasure to have this event.
여러분, 오늘가 목사님이시고 이래서 부담돼서 이렇게 찔끔찔끔 찍습니다. 화장실로 도망와가지고 찍고 있는데 나중에 질문도 한번 녹음으로라도 남겨보도록 하겠습니다.
How would you communicate it to like a secular, non-affiliating religious?
The topic of the LGBTQ. How would you address that?
Are we being recorded?
Let's turn it off. Let's turn it off.
I have two questions. As I read your books, I recognize that you often emphasize our responsibility for building the kingdom of God. Right?
For building for the kingdom.
For the kingdom of God, yeah.
Different.
It seems to me that's kind of ambiguous about the relationship between our responsibilities and the second coming of Christ. In other words, can we make it faster or delayed?
I don't think we can make it faster or delayed. Jesus said of that day and that hour nobody knows, not even the Son, but only the Father. In other words, it's really rather important that this remains a closely guarded secret. If you knew it was going to be then, etc. So the point is to be ready at any time. And it's the at any time-ness of it which the New Testament really emphasizes again and again, the thief coming in the night. Any moment, be ready. The problem then is that the church has oscillated between thinking, well, Jesus is the Lord of the world, we're his people, so we're going to sort out this, we're going to sort out that, and then it is building the kingdom, as it were, by our own efforts, which hardly needs Jesus to come back. And then we've swung the other direction to say, as I said before, oh, there's nothing we can do about that till Jesus comes again. And if William Wilberforce had thought like that, he'd never have freed the slaves. And there were people who said, oh, that's not our business. Jesus will do that when he comes back. So that's why I use the phrase building for the kingdom. Jesus builds his kingdom in his way and gives us specific jobs to do, which often we don't know how they will contribute to the whole. I have no idea how what I just did this morning will contribute to the eventual kingdom of God that Jesus will complete. But I pray that it will. This is the task I've been given to do. Somebody else has been given the task to go and visit people who are dying in hospital. What's that got to do with building God's kingdom? Well, it's part of the rich outpoured love, and rich outpoured love in the name of Christ is part of God's kingdom. We don't see how it'll all fit together, but it will. I've often used the example of the cathedral, where I used to work in the cathedral, where the stonemason is told, just carve this bit of stone like this, and stonemason has no idea how that's going to fit into the grand design for the whole thing. Our task is to be faithful to the jobs we've been given and trust that Jesus will collect them all up and do something with them which is much greater than what looks like the sum total that we would have envisaged. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good, thank you.
In addition to that question, do you think we need, as a historical event, another reformation, especially in Protestant?
I think the church should be, the Latin phrase is semper reformanda, always reform. The danger with clean break reformations is that too much gets lost. It's like often cutting off a whole limb in order to solve one particular problem. An example, the reformers didn't intend to split the church, but by the perfectly proper emphasis on everybody worshipping in their own language and having scripture in their own language, they quite unintentionally created in the subsequent generations different denominations which were basically linguistic and ethnic denominations. Whereas in the New Testament itself, in the very books that insist on justification by faith, Galatians and Romans, the whole point is Jew and Gentile coming together, not saying, oh, well, we have a different language, so we're going to worship this part. And the fact that the Western Protestant churches haven't really been too bothered about that for the last 5 centuries shows that something happened in the 16th century which really messed us up. So I would say we always need reforming under Scripture all the time, sometimes larger and sometimes smaller reformations, just like I need reforming under the power of Scripture myself every day, every week. But that's not to deny all the goodness that's been in the past. So, constant thing.
We are going to have to end our questions, and what we would like to do is take one picture with Professor Wright. So everybody who is in this room, we're going to get one shot, one picture together.
Lay your burden down.